Hello, and welcome back to Developing Your Emotional Intelligence. In this chapter, we are going to cover relationship management, the second of the social competence skills. We are now more aware of ourselves in our interactions and have learned a few tips on managing ourselves in the moment. We've discussed a deeper observation and more questions are required to get below the surface with others. These three core EQ skills are critical in how we approach our relationships and inform us about what to do in the moment. Now, how does EQ apply in our relationships? Please turn to page 24 of your workbook to see EQ's definition of relationship management. Can I manage the interactions I have with others constructively and to a positive outcome? I'd like to show you a video entitled, "It's Not About the Nail." As you watch, pay close attention to each of their wants and their needs.
It's just, there's all this pressure, you know? And sometimes it feels like it's right up on me and I can just feel it, like literally feel it in my head, and it's relentless. And I don't know if it's going to stop. I mean, that's the thing that scares me the most, is that I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
Yeah. Well, you do have a nail in your head.
It is not about the nail.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'll bet if we got that out of there...
Stop trying to fix it.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just pointing out that maybe the nail is causing...
You always do this. You always try to fix things when what I really need is for you to just listen.
No, see, I don't think that is what you need. I think what you need is to get the nail
See, you're
out.
not even listening now.
Okay, fine. I will listen. Fine.
It's just, sometimes it's like there's this achy, I don't know what it is. And I'm not sleeping very well at all. And all my sweaters are snagged. I mean, all of them.
Yeah, that sounds really hard.
It is. Thank you. Ow!
Come on, if you would just...
Don't!
All right, this video illustrates very well how easy it is for us to assume we know what someone wants or needs, though often our assumptions can be wrong. Or perhaps our assumptions are correct, but the timing is off. The man could see a glaring issue with the nail sticking out of the woman's forehead. True, the nail was there, but is that what the woman needed in the moment? Directions on removing the nail? Not at that moment. She was looking for him to just listen and to show that he cared, to show empathy. Sometimes the answer seems so obvious, usually because we are looking at things that are easily spotted above the surface. If we'll take the time to listen, to pay attention to the body language, to feel the conversation, we are much more likely to create positive relationship experiences with those around us. Relationship management skills refer to the ability to use the other three core EQ skills with any person so it's a constructive relationship with positive outcomes. It's using your awareness of your own emotions and the emotions of others to help manage relationships more effectively, and includes communicating effectively, handling conflict well, and recognizing your needs and the needs of others. For this reason, relationship management is the most advanced EQ skill. In this chapter, you'll begin to get some insight into why people become very marketable and valuable when they are skilled at developing and managing relationships, regardless of the complexity of the situation. What I'd like to show you next is the anatomy of a working relationship according to the EQ model, and why emotional intelligence skills apply so well. Please turn to page 25 in your workbook. You'll find 3 circles representing a different set of needs in every relationship. As we go through these, fill in the names of these 3 needs in your workbook. My needs, your needs, and what's required of us to manage the situation or relationship. Now, here's the most critical piece of information regarding relationship management. If any of these three needs are not being met for any reason, emotions come into play. Unmet needs, known or unknown, or even lack of recognition of needs, breeds emotions. And if emotions are not successfully acknowledged and managed, it will lead to conflict. This is why knowing the need is critical to relationship management. For example, I may resent being put on the spot in meetings because I don't like feeling out of control. And if you figure that out about me and always give me a heads up prior to the meeting, you will be meeting my needs in our working relationship. Or, if you like talking about your weekend before moving forward on Monday mornings, I can recognize that about you and make a point of asking how your weekend went before I start talking about the work tasks at hand. In this way, I am better meeting your needs. All right, based on what we've learned so far, what EQ skills can you use to understand what your own needs are? Self-awareness and self-management. What skills can you use to understand another person's needs? Social awareness. And finally, what skills can you use to manage the needs of work and relationships? Relationship management. To fill in this last circle, you can think about it in two ways. First, what does this relationship require in order for us to get the job done? If we're on a team, it might be open communication and accessibility. Next, what is the shared goal that we are working toward? For example, a perfect furniture delivery, accurate message communication the first time, safety compliance. The goal in a relationship is to be able to fill in these circles completely and understand all three needs, and to know the difference between real needs and wants. That's the challenge piece of relationship management. Now, you can see why you need to be skilled in self-awareness, self-management, and social awareness in order to be skilled at this. A critical key to managing relationships is being skilled at needs analysis. We're going to practice needs analysis with this upcoming clip from Apollo 13. A little background on this clip. Apollo 13 was the mission to the moon in 1970 that needed to be aborted due to catastrophic mechanical problems. At this point in the movie, the crew of Apollo 13 is dealing with life and death situation as they limp back toward Earth. Let's watch.
I've been going over some stuff, and I'm a little worried about this cold affecting our battery efficiency. You know, we quit heating the glycols, save water and power, so that's not helping us any.
So it could cause us amp hours in the back. Yeah.
That's a possibility.
I've been going over the numbers again.
Have they called up with a re-entry plan yet? Because we're coming in too shallow.
We're
They got us
working on
going too
something,
damn
Jack.
fast.
Just hold on.
I can't remember the ratio to temperature. We got no references on board.
Well, let's see if Houston can pull up the mil specs on it.
Listen. They gave us too much Delta V. They had us burned too long. At this rate, we're going to skip right out of the atmosphere, and we're never going to get back.
It's gonna get you home.
All right.
That's because that's the only thing we got left, Jack.
Now, what are you saying, Fred?
Oh, I think you know what I'm saying.
Now, wait a minute. All I did was stir those tanks.
What was that gauge reading before you hit the switch?
They asked me to stir the damn tanks, and I stirred the tanks!
Jack, stop kicking yourself in the ass.
This is not my fault!
No one is saying it is. If I'm in the left-hand seat when the call comes up, I stir the tanks.
Yeah, well, tell him that.
I just asked you what the gauge was reading.
All right, we're not
And
gonna...
you don't know.
All right, look, we're not doing this, gentlemen. We are not going to do this. We're not going to go bouncing off the walls for 10 minutes, because we're just going to end up right back here with the same problems. Trying to figure out how to stay alive.
Where is this, Houston?
Are we on Vox?
No, we're not.
Jack Swigert, played by Kevin Bacon, is feeling a lot of pressure and guilt because it's possible he played an accidental role in the mechanical problems. Fred Hayes, played by Bill Paxton, confronts Jack and blames him. Jack and Fred go back and forth arguing, and the intensity of their argument escalates quickly. Tom Hanks' character, Jim, the team leader, steps in at this point and asserts himself loudly to ease the tension. Did you catch the needs of each of the three men? Jack needed confirmation from his team that this situation was not his fault. Fred also needed to know that it was not Jack's fault and needed reassurance that they were each capable and would get through this together as a team. Jim, as the leader of the team, needed to keep the team together and keep them focused on the common goal, which was getting home safely. Jim was able to practice each of the 4 core EQ skills successfully to manage the situation by keeping them focused on a solution rather than placing blame on each other. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing emotions. Jim does express emotion and even raises his voice, but it's at an appropriate level and actually helps him to gain control over the situation and maintain the relationship with his men. Please turn to page 26 in your workbook, and you'll see an excellent trip to save relationships. Before responding, ask yourself, does this need to be said? Does this need to be said by me? Does this need to be said by me now? If you ask yourself these questions prior to responding, especially in tricky situations, you'll reap the benefits of self-talk as you apply your EQ skills with your relationships. Now, if you'll turn to page 27 in your workbook, you'll see a list of 17 relationship management strategies. Take some time to read the strategies and choose one that you would like to work on, and this will become an important part of your EQ growth strategy. Good luck, and remember, practice makes progress. All right. In conclusion, please turn to page 28 in your workbook. Once there, you can jot down these 4 bullets. Relationship management allows you to mobilize and inspire others, build trust, influence decisions and people, and enjoy deeper connections. Well, by now, hopefully you understand quite a bit more about what relationship management is and are planning to apply this powerful knowledge in your EQ journey. In our final chapter, we'll cover goal setting. This will wrap up your video EQ training and provide you with an effective plan to work from as you go forward on your EQ journey. Relationship management is the last of the 4 sections of EQ. Applying principles and practices of these 4 sections will increase your emotional intelligence as you continue your EQ journey. I look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. Thank you for taking the time to grow and develop your EQ skills with Court.